My opponent has decided that he wants to beat me. I respect that.
Of course I could resign, but that would be boring.
Ah! This is stupid.
Make it happen.
Ah! What was that?
I'm going for the pawn, I suppose.
That's the Catalan bishop, bro. You betrayed it. I want you to have a positive experience.
I am having a positive experience getting destroyed right now. Yes.
Hey guys. So in this video, we did a collaboration with National Master Jesse Cohen, who was on stream last time. We did another video, and this time we have Pillaging Pony Chess as well joining us. Pillaging Pony Chess is about a 2,000 rated player, so he, in my opinion, is slightly stronger than I am. And in this video, Jesse starts by looking over some of Pillaging Pony's recent games, giving some overall tips and advice to him, as well as anyone at that 2,000 rating. And then we take a look at my game. We only had one game, I think. And then we played each other, which was kind of fun. We had some technical difficulties, but it was pretty fun. Also, go check out Jesse and Pillaging Pony Chess. I'm going to leave the links to their YouTube channels in the description below. So I hope you guys like it. If you do, like and subscribe. There'll be more stuff like this. And let's jump into the video.
Or, and just in general, to tone myself, stamina myself so that I can handle a variety of positions and be relatively calm. No, yeah, that's definitely, heading into the greener pastures here. A5 was a really bad move. It's the B4 does make sense. A5 is one of those good bad moves. A5 feels extremely natural. You're connecting your pawns, you're keeping B4 solid, but the weakness, the biggest thing I teach is that an advantage is only as good as it can be used, and a weakness is only as bad as it can be punished. And the fact is that because of the arrangement of just these pawns over here, white's light square control is quite strong. If a weakness is only as weak as it can be punished, and knight d4 and bishop e5 and knight c6 and rook c1 and I can just name, and then the other knight comes into d4. White's pieces are going to flow very nicely and easily to exploit these weaknesses. And so the pawn on a6, surprisingly, is better because at least then there's only c6 to deal with. Now you have b5 and c6 to deal with, so it's more problematic. Knight d2, queen b. Wow, that's ballsy. Missed win. There's a missed win here? There's just a flat-out win? Do you already know what the win is?
I don't offhand know.
C5? No.
Everyone,
E5 is only needed if they take here. That doesn't even work because they can strike our queen, unfortunately. So the whole pressure
we're analyzing Adam's
doesn't work well. I mean, unless somehow we just pressure that. But, there's a missed win here.
Can everyone hear okay?
Wow.
Tell me if the audio, because I just set this up.
See, this would be a learning move for me because I sense that white's better here, but that there's a flat-out winning move. What is it? Knight c6? Sure. I mean, that move is also fairly, sink the knight into the post. Maybe there's just nothing to do about the build-up, I guess.
I kind of missed the opening. I was still setting
the
stream up, but it looks like what kind of opening this was.
Again, just those pieces flowed so easily into those light squares.
So right now we are analyzing Adam's games. Adam is...
I salute you, sir. I don't know if this was 100% worth it. However, something I do like about you already is the fact that one of the big obstacles, especially when trying to break 2,000 and go to 2,200 plus zone and keep it there, is that tie between material and other things like that. Your willingness just to part with this, just to get rid of it. I don't know if, I still think white is better here. I don't think we have enough fully to get out of this, but it does ease up the tension a bit. A lot, I'm glad that you didn't just say, oh, I can't possibly do it. I just have to suffer. And yeah, so that's good there. Blunder. Just because of A4 and B2, just to trade queens and just because of B2 and A4 or A4. Kicking the knight, but D6 maybe. Just miswins like crazy. I guess the pawn takes and the bishop D4 check is too powerful. B3. But we are low on time as well. So again, I'm not gonna totally smack on that move. And then here come the pawns. I like the pawns. Ooh, go pawns. Go pawns.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're definitely time scramble at the end here, just trying to create something.
No, yeah. Rook C1. Yay. No, I will say that you getting the queenside pawns rolling and all that stuff, that was good. Again, the play after the whole sack on C6, it got significantly better. Again, if I'm just making two takeaways from this game, one, just kind of like avoiding the, your Pyrrhic. You obviously know your Pyrrhic, but avoiding going into robot habits of placing your pieces when, if the pawn structure is a certain way. Yeah. And then, just that, again, that a weakness is only as weak as it can be punished. Those light squares really were able to be exploited very easily by white, and so it became a big issue. But again, on the plus side, not so super tied to material. You were willing to sack back from positional gain, and then you were willing to really energetically pursue those queenside advances and pushes. That was good.
Quick interjection. Today's video is sponsored by Chessnut. If you guys would like to purchase any Chessnut products, notably their electronic chessboards, please use the discount code. There is a code in the description below. You can get the new chessboard Evo, which allows you to play a computer as well as other opponents online with the chessboard. So if you guys like the feeling of playing an over-the-board chess game, but with an opponent online or just a computer, this is a really fun board. I've already enjoyed it a lot myself. So check the link below. There is a 12 to 17% discount. So use my code below, Wesley Plays Chess, on any Chessnut product. You will always get 2% more of a discount than whatever is on the website. So, all right, let's get back to the video.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Pillaging Pony Chess's perspective. He's playing white.
Yeah, I'm totally unfamiliar with this, but this is interesting. Well, that's silly, good sir. Why do we choose this game? I guess it gets more interesting after they don't take it.
Oh, you're
just because of the win of the piece.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that exactly is, but yeah, well,
only because the same thing still exists.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist. Man, there's just a lot of wins being missed here. Is it F4? Is F4 so killer?
So,
I mean, or
Pillaging
maybe
Pony Chess.
I see nothing wrong with take. Well, I mean,
slightly stronger than I am. His rating in this game, though, his rating's like 1974.
E4, yeah.
At my best, I was like 1945. So some of these opponents were kind of in the same pool.
That's silly. I'm the type that would take the bishop, but that's just me. I feel like this allows more counterplay, but
I considered it.
I mean, normally I'd be cautious here too, but since I know that we own this diagonal, I'm okay, I suppose. So now life got a lot more interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I think in this game, like, I'm like way down on time, and I know
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
winning,
say
and
on that. Let me see. I'm curious. I want to see some of these moments where we're taking a lot of time. So it seems like you were not familiar with this bishop e4 line, which frankly did seem to kind of refute what you were doing a bit, unless you were going to play the e4 and take that giant center, which is what I thought. I thought you were going with that. Frankly, I thought you were just going to play e4 and kind of like almost like a weird Catalan, basically. If you're familiar with Catalan structures, that's basically what this is.
yeah, I'm trying to learn the Catalan right now, and I'm not historically a great opening player for sure.
I'm so lost. What's crazy is that you spent a minute and a half here. Why here? So again, I'm totally fine with couple things. Hikaru Nakamura said that again, most of the time, if you have two choices, either spend a reasonable amount of time and find a reasonable move, or spend an extra amount of time and find a fine move. More often, it's going to be better to spend a reasonable amount of time to play a reasonable move here. The fact that e4 is so natural just improves your position. There's no refutation, again, or, maybe a move like bishop g5. I don't know if I even like, I kind of want the bishop to be on e3, but e4, I don't want to smack by d, just, or maybe b3 is a move here. I don't know if c3 is any good, but just try to break that down. I don't know. But yeah, taking a minute and a half here. But I mean, I guess it's because you were out of familiar water. But 40 seconds here. Yeah, I don't know if we were just a fish out of water here or what. I mean, yeah, and then, I mean, again, maybe it's just the stuff towards the end. I think we could even play king here, maybe, or I don't know. I mean, I guess there's the bishop. I mean, your opponent does get some credit for making your life difficult. I will give them that. Yeah, I mean, they lost the rook, but then yeah, this was unnecessary. I respect your attempt to try and simplify the position. I guess it's just because I see the bishop c1. I mean, even with a minute on the clock, just like it's the obvious move because it just saves the bishop and saves g5. But I'm like, well, that's going to fall, and then yeah, then we're up an entire rook. But now it's just equal.
Yep.
And then can we actually break through this? I don't think we can. And your opponent actually did a good defense of just keeping the pawns close by. And no, I don't think you can break through that. So I am seeing some time management issues. However, I'm seeing them associated with you being out of opening book. It happened ever since bishop e4 happened. It was just like you felt like a fish out of water, and at least that's what it seemed like. And then here, oh, this is a nice Catalan. What was that?
I'm going for the pawn, I suppose.
That's the Catalan bishop, bro.
I do know that.
You betrayed it. It.
Do you like taking with the rook instead, and then just keeping the bishop?
No.
Okay.
There's I'm not sure. How does it say that this is a mistake and then that's brilliant? Like that makes no sense to me at all. Does black have a different move here? It's just funny. 97. We lose back the I guess this is
just worse for white. I can't actually see the eval bar.
Ah! Oh, thank God. What's happening?
I got lucky there, of course.
Well, I don't think we're going to survive this one. Yeah. Okay, so
That's cream soda.
again, there's
Okay,
little
cool.
random stuff here. I see lack of opening prep. I see a lack of this Catalan spirit, at least based on just what I've seen. Again, I can only base it on what I've seen. You might have a ton of other examples where there's great Catalan spirit, where there's good center control and good attacking. Something I didn't see, I don't know, in any game except the end of the first one, was where if I was your opponent, I was thinking, man, this is uncomfortable. And that's problematic. If your goal, if your job as a chess player is to stress out your opponent, put them in difficult situations with, hard, decisions to make, whatever it is, that's what I didn't feel happened in these games. Again, super small sample size. There was the time management issue.
So you're thinking like for that, just keeping more pressure instead of simplifying. And I guess do you have any advice for creating that type of like uncomfortableness for my opponents?
You gotta, I guess sometimes you have to know where it comes in each opening. So for example, I mean, it depends on what there is. And so for example, oh wait, no, where was it? Was it this one? Even though this opening did not go to scale, maybe it's just because I know the Catalan or whatever, but it's just like, if I know that the true purpose of the opening is to get something good that my opponent doesn't have, and then hopefully build on that and weaponize it for the middle game, then I can do that. So for example, even though we're down a pawn, we have a giant center. So then I would be thinking to myself, okay, trying to, you manage taxes as you have to, but basically like, what is my plan to build this position, build the center, and what I have that they don't, again, this big center, is how can I use it as a weapon? So, am I eventually going to play for D5, E5, F4, F5? Like, how is that all going to roll? And if that's probably the case, at least based on some of the piece placement, again, if it's going to be F4, maybe E5 or maybe D5, just depends. But, where am I going to get my pieces to support that and come crashing through and causing problems for the opponent? Again, like, just small sample size, but I just didn't see that happening. You also need to kind of have, in my opinion, this is why I'm a huge proponent of looking at master games, just poring over them, and finding the masters that you relate to both stylistically, but also in terms of your opening choice. For example, if you want to get really good at the Catalan, you should be looking at Alexander Khalifman. I'll put that in chat for you really quickly here. Khalifman. He was the FIDE champion at one point, and he can slay people with the Catalan. It's absurd. And when you see the kind of energy and initiative that he brings to the table there, I think that's important. But then again, if that's not your style, if that's not your style, then maybe the Catalan shouldn't be your opening of choice. But I mean, again, we did build that. We got the tactic. I guess it would have been different, interesting if there wasn't the tactic. And then there's one other thing I'm going to say that I've noticed about your chess. This is true about all chess players, but they say that the hardest thing to do is win a winning position. I noticed in multiple situations, I don't know if you're necessarily winning, but okay, here you are winning. This is not an easy situation because of some of the things that have gone on, but this is a winning position. And we struggled a lot here. The other situation I felt was, here we won a pawn and whatnot. I mean, I don't know if it's a winning position, but
yeah, I felt both those positions were winning at the time for sure.
It does seem like we have trouble converting it. And here's what I think I'm seeing with you. I think that, and this is very, very common. What is the when I feel like I have the winning position, or I win that pawn, or I finally secure that thing that I think is like, okay, I think I've got it now. What is the typical reaction of the player? It's typically to like tighten up, get super solid, take no risks, just kind of grind it out. And this is one of the biggest mistakes of non-masters, is getting so attached to any advantage that they're not willing to trade it off for something else. You know, one of the nicest things about being up material, if I do some great thing and I win a pawn, maybe I nurture that pawn for the win and I make a queen and I beat you. Or maybe I just find a way to sack it back. But the way that, like, because you have a way to go, you know, attack me and try to whatever, but I find a way to give it back with compensation. So like the most classic example I'll give is my preparation against the Evans Gambit. So in the Evans Gambit, which I think is one of those openings where you get way too much compensation for a mere pawn, I, in this position against white, play the move d6. And I immediately offer the pawn back. White can win it back immediately by just playing pawn takes, queen takes. Because either I play king takes and lose on f7, or I play knight takes, which I do and lose on e5. But then I play bishop to e6. And the fact is, I've immediately given back the pawn, but white doesn't have that giant center. White doesn't have that pressure that they normally have. In fact, if anyone has pressure, I have pressure. And so, again, not being too tied to material, I think that, and again, I think after you lost I think in that opening with now that I think more about it with the knight a3 and whatnot, I think you were pretty certain you were going to get back the pawn, and then the bishop e4 threw you off. And then I think it's why you burned so much time. And so I'm going to suggest one big thing for you, my friend, and that is exploring the balance between material and other imbalances. And if you want, I can make a specific recommendation for you. In Jeremy Silman's book, the How to Reassess Your Chess 4th edition, there is this entire huge 4th chapter called Psychology. It's like the battle between, you know, greed or not greed. It's just like a master has to be willing to be greedy and snatch that pawn and realize the opponent does not have that big attack they think they're going to have and hold on, just as much as we have to be like, you know what? I'm willing to totally sacrifice this pawn in order to get positional compensation. We are never too tied to one advantage, okay? We nurture our advantages, we play for our advantages, but we're never too tied. And the one that wraps people up always at a certain level is material. Learning how to positionally sack, you know, learning how to balance material versus greed, I think that's going to be important for you. And actually, Wesley does better with this. So again, I don't know how much you two play sparring games, but play more against him and he'll do that to you a bit more.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's about half an hour, sir.
Perfect.
Sweet.
I hope that it's helpful. I don't know if I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know if you want to give it at any point. I'm always curious on feedback. If I'm telling you things you already know about yourself, if anything I'm saying is a shocker or a surprise or something you hadn't thought of yet.
I'm trying to think through the specific advice. I'm going to go back on it as well. But yeah, I would say the tensing up when I'm ahead, I notice that, but I haven't figured out how to really kind of mess around with that. The not really, I guess not really adding a lot of pressure and not really forcing that advantage that way. I haven't really noticed that, but like as you're pointing it out, I think I am tending to like look to simplify. And then I've been trying to break my my attachment to material. It's pretty hard to do. I like material, so I'm trying to work on that.
You know, something that again, this just has to stay between us. I don't know. You're not supposed to create alt accounts, or if you do, you're supposed to label them as such or something. I'm not sure. But something that I will do is I will create alt accounts. I won't say any websites in particular, but where like I've got a goal, right? And if my goal is, I don't know, you like literally, if I was you, I would go on some website, I would create a username called Fighting Greed, and I would be like, I'm only allowed to play on this account for one reason. I have to be a sack happy crazy person. Like I have to push myself to the other level where I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sacrifice to see how it goes. Yeah, let's just see how that goes, and just play around with it. I know it sounds crazy, but when you play around with those kind of things, you tend to get a better feel for it, you know?
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
It's a super cool
But
idea.
no, you know, yeah. And again, back to Wesley, and we talked about this, that would be something like setting an actual skill level related goal as opposed to a incremental goal of a rating. So for example, if Adam set goal of just like, you know, I have to like, if nothing else, I have to consider like 2 or 3 pawn sacrifices a game. Maybe play it. And I have to play one of them. I have to consider 3 pawn sacrifices a game and play one of them. Or something, some goal that makes him have to part with material and fight for compensation. And to work on that skill. And then again, the rating will take care of itself. But cool. What do you got for me, Sir Wesley?
I just played this. It was awful. I'm not particularly proud, but that's probably why we should.
All right, let's take a look.
So a couple things, like bad time management still. Opponents playing really fast and really
Yeah, why have you spent 1.5 minutes on your first 4 moves?
So I've been experimenting with the knight f6, c6 line against if they play the London. And then they played Queen's Gambit, and this is literally the first time I've played this particular move order. Usually I don't go c6, I go e6. And just
what's going on with the other time? Are you like trying to recall the moves?
This time it was literally just the first time that I could have assumed, you know, how complicated can this be? But I was already out of theory because I don't play the knight
this
f6
is all
first.
You're calculating already.
Yeah, because I was so like if we go back to here, usually I just play d5, and then if it's Queen's Gambit, then I'll play Queen's Gambit declined. But I have been messing around with this knight f6 and then c6, queen b6 line against the London. But then if they don't play the London, I immediately was like, well, I don't know what to do now. So I took some more time in the opening.
So let me just say a couple things again. So there's this great book, old book. It's called The Ideas Behind the Opening by Reuben Fine. And again, most of the ideas in that book are just as relevant today as they ever were. But he basically says this: against queen pawn openings, the first thing that black has to find a way to accomplish, again, according to Reuben Fine, is black has to find a way to play d5 and c5. But it has to be played perfectly timed. It has to be played at a time when there are no tactical or positional ramifications of doing so. And if you can do that, then you're going to achieve equality. And once you achieve equality, you can push for an advantage. And that's why a lot of people play the Queen's Gambit Accepted. Because in the Queen's Gambit Accepted, you play d5 immediately. You just take, and then you play like, you know, e3, a6, and in just a moment, you know, we're going to be playing c5. So black always gets d5 and c5 in, which is why the Queen's Gambit Accepted is such a drawn opening. Black just gets that in quickly, and you know, there tends to not be super huge imbalances anymore. Like typically what ends up happening here, if they don't take here and go for extreme draw positions, is like, you know, maybe it'll result in an isolated queen pawn something. So at least know that. Going back to this though, c4, c6 here, d5, e3. So something else you should know about queen pawn openings is that with rare exception, most queen pawn openings, as you know, with like the Queen's Gambit declined, you cannot actually get your light square bishop outside the pawn chain. Right. In this situation, you can, but you got to be careful with those queen b3s. That classic variation is like, I think it's like d4, d5, c4 here, 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 here. And if this is the situation, it's a mistake. Take, take, and queen b3.
I think that's what
black has a tough time here because how do you guard this? even the b6 move fails immediately. But you have to know tactics here. But regardless, and so you can't. I can give you one variation though. This is a variation for people who like the bishop f5 stuff. You can play the following. So this position, not bishop f5, d takes c4. And now most people here are going to, there's two variations you have to know. You have to know the e4, b5 variation, which is kind of like the Catalan or whatever, like we were talking about before. It gets the center, but he gets that, keeps the c pawn. But most people are going to play a4 so that you don't get to play b5. Now we can play bishop f5, and it goes e3, e6, bishop takes c4, bishop e4. And it's kind of like a reverse London. Kind of, except you don't have a d5 pawn.
Yeah, I would love that. If it turns into like a reverse London, then I'm like, hey, no complaints.
Well, what do you think about that? I mean, you look at this position. I mean, other than not having a d5 pawn.
Oh yeah, this is. I mean, it is often like the positions, d4 positions, or when I'm playing d5, a lot of them are pretty similar to the London either way. I typically, the only big difference here is that I'm never, with a London, I'm never going bishop like b5 or anything. You know, my bishop's either on e2 or d3 or, but
yeah. No, but I mean, I would definitely recommend this opening if you like having those London positions. But
okay,
take, knight c3, a6. Okay. So I think what just happened, it just happened already, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Queen b3.
Yep.
And so they hit us with that, and then d5 just falls. And then queen b3, and then we just, yeah, bishop d2. We don't even get those checks in. There's just, and now we're losing time on top of it. This is rough. That is probably unnecessary. Again, so in this position, you know, let's talk about this. So even though you're the one that's down the pawn, right? From Adam's perspective, white is up a pawn. So how should white play? Again, white could play very solidly, but white is choosing to play more aggressively. I think it's a little premature. But again, if we think about it, what does white have that black doesn't? A d pawn. So we try to create positive differences and then weaponize them. White's trying to weaponize the d pawn. I'm going to give white some credit for that. Here. Well, oh god. Wait, what? Yeah. Oh,
I didn't see a way to save the knight.
Oh god. Wait, so why did we choose this game? Out of curiosity.
Because it's awful. No, but like more generally, I mean, it's different because I don't typically play that opening. Usually my d5 is a little bit better, but it is a common theme where like my opponents, especially, you know, when I haven't been playing a whole lot, I'm a little bit rusty, and I'm just getting steamrolled, not only on time, but also like I'm just not doing like the anti-blunder check. I'm missing my opponent's moves. And it was just a d5, d4, d5 game.
How much blitz do you guys play?
Unfortunately, too much.
Well, that's an odd thing, just because blitz is the #1 way that I got good at openings. Because when you play blitz, you put in mass volume. When you put in mass volume, you're going to see a ton of openings, and you're going to have the opportunity to practice those things. I don't know what you two do after you play a game where you didn't know the opening, but I mean, you both have upgraded accounts, I think, and the Explorer, I think, is flat out free. So, I mean, with chess.com, you can literally see what the right book move is, and you could, you know, for example, have a document where you, if nothing else, if you don't want to take the time and like do some research, you could literally just put in the top moves, and then, you know, have a day each month where you make yourself go over this opening document you created, and just like, I don't know, print it off, do the moves on a chessboard, flip it over, and do it until it's memorized or something, or over the course of a week or whatever. But you got to do something to get those openings into your system.
So that actually leads me to one of the questions I wanted to ask, like just a general question to you, which is that I had my previous coach actually really recommended picking an opening, sticking with it, mastering it. And those two openings became the London and Scandinavian. Reason being, you play a London, you're in your territory. Like there's only so many ways you can play against d4 as opposed to e4. Same for the Scandinavian. If they play e4, as soon as you play d5, like it's a Scandinavian, no two ways around it. And theoretically, like if you learn it, really, really well,
You would need to know the Blackmar Deemer, but you also need to know what you play against d4, c4, knight f3 players, right?
Yeah, of course. But my question is, what are your thoughts on either sticking to an opening, let's just say for rapid games, like more serious games, sticking to an opening or trying to experiment and learn? I was telling Adam how I saw a video where Magnus was saying one of the best pieces of advice he got was a coach who was like, why are you always playing the same opening? You need to learn more openings and play them.
That's because he's Magnus.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Or even just like master level, because you already have such a solid base understanding of several openings, I imagine. But
I'll just speak to my own experience and what I've been told and whatnot. So first of all, again, I just love chess so much that I put in so much volume and I look at so many master games. I particularly am attracted to the master games that have styles and play openings that I play so that I can pour over their ideas, see their ideas, and then steal their ideas. However, you just look at a lot of chess games and you start to, if you're like, I want to look at the chess games of Bobby Fischer or Carlsen or Anand or whoever. They play all the major openings for the most part. So you're going to see a bit of everything to kind of get some of that stuff in your system. So you're going to kind of have a worldly sense if you just kind of look at a lot of master games. However, my experience, my coach gave me an opening packet when I was 14 years old. And with very rare exception, I play that exact opening packet to this day. According to Hikaru, he says, I think he said, don't even bother starting or don't even bother changing your openings until you're at least 2,300. If you are feeling like you are plateauing with your openings, that's not a reflection of the opening strength. That's a reflection of how well you understand your openings. And that's an invitation to study more master games and learn even more ideas and learn deeper ideas and whatnot. The only exception I have to this rule is when you become a frequent tournament player. If you are attending frequent tournaments in your area, typically you will tend to have rivals, people that show up to tournaments often too, and you end up playing almost every tournament or every other tournament. For those people, you have to make a decision. If you play them a lot, but you beat them a lot, then just keep focusing on your openings and whatnot. But if they're one of your true rivals and they're one of those like, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, I don't know, then for that case, I did have a side opening. One side opening. That's it. Legit.
Mm-hmm. I wish I
had
a rival.
Yeah. So it was only against people who was like, I've played you like 20, 30 times. You know what I'm going to play. I know what you're going to play. This could go either way. Why don't I do something that you're not expecting? But right. That's it. Otherwise, I've been playing the Ruy Lopez since I was 14, as white and as black. And then I found Anatoly Karpov, who plays the Ruy Lopez as white and as black and has a positional style that I related to a lot. And I also found the same with Anand. Anand plays Ruy Lopez, white and black, has a style that I relate to a lot. And so I've stolen many ideas. I look at their games. I see how they beat people down with those openings. I'm like, I'm just going to steal that. That's the one cool thing about chess. You can't plagiarize in school. You can plagiarize in chess. I've stolen many ideas, and it's encouraged. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's very helpful, but that's again, just
You mentioned like the opening, take a note and look at it every month or whatever. What does that document look like, or do you just have it like loaded up in chess.com? Or
so here, I'll let me show you for example. So I don't know, we'll just call this openings. Yeah. Openings as white, as black. And so it's like, okay, we want to learn this opening here with the London. So I'm going to go over here and we're gonna start this new game. And it's like, okay, so you said d4, and then it was, what was it, knight f6, and then what is it that when they play c4, whatever you
If they
don't
play
know?
London, what I was wanting to play is like bishop f4 and then c6.
Oh, bishop f4, c6. No, I mean, you didn't have, you don't have preparation against mainline stuff. Like if they play c4, you don't have preparation.
Not with knight
right?
f6. I wouldn't. It's hard because I wouldn't know if they're going to play Queen's Gambit or London, so I'd have to be prepared.
What opening don't you have preparation for, I suppose?
Knight f6 if it's against c4, Queen's Gambit. Let's just say I don't really even have preparation with knight f6, c6. I've watched some videos and was playing around with it, but I would have preparation against d4 if I played d5.
Okay, well, I mean, let's just try the here. So I mean, like if you can see, I'm looking in database. I'm looking typically, it's almost always the top move. However, I do look at the percentages here, and so again, I'm going to try to choose ones that are going to be better for white when white plays, because I'm assuming they're going to play that. They could choose either of these moves. Just for the sake of percentages, it seems like there's a little bit less for black in the knight f3 thing, so I'll play knight f6. And then again, I'm looking at these moves. Now again, percentage-wise, it's probably here. So again, it's a huge difference, 4,200. So it's probably that. And I kind of find a way to go through these. But whatever it is, at the end, like let's just say it's main line. Like let's say we just do top moves. It's like, I just want to know the top moves. You know, we could go for a while, typically until we're at least 10 moves deep, or until, you know, we get out of the thousands of games, maybe something like that. Okay, we've just, you know, okay, we just did 10 moves for each side. And so at this point, I'm going to start my opening book if this is really what I'm going to do. And I can do a few things. I can go over here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into my documents and be like, oh, wait, what? Copy that. Go over here. Ta-da, I've got that. I'm going to go into this download button. I'm going to go over here to images. I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to go over here. This is going to remind me, oh, hey, this is the kind of position that I aim for. And then I'm going to go over here to PGN, where I'm going to only copy just these moves. Go ahead and copy that. And I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to paste them right there. And suddenly, I have just added one opening into my book. I update this every single time. So again, every single time that I play a game, and I have to honestly admit that I'm the one who didn't know opening book. It seemed like my opponent kept doing it, and I'm the one who went out. I stop after the game. I go into explore. I find out what I should have played, and I update my opening book. And then, like, once a month, I'm going to print this out, or I'm going to, you know, or just have the document open. I'm going to have an actual chessboard. And what I actually did was I had it printed out, and I would be like, okay, I would go over the opening and I'd flip it over, and I would try to, and I would do it as many times as I could until I could do it at least one time fully through without looking at it. And I would do that for every single opening. And then bunch of blitz, bunch of blitz, bunch of blitz, because then you're playing so much volume. It's like, yeah, I'm getting it in, boom, 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 boom. And then you get it, and then it's become solid. But this is how I roll typically.
How many pages is your opening book at?
Well, again, so I've been showing my students. I haven't been. So just like with me, I haven't been doing it for me personally. So I mean, like my opening book, it's probably like 20 to 30 openings for each side.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you got like one page per opening, and then it's 20 or 30 pages or something.
So something like that. Again, when you look at all the different openings and variations, it's probably somewhere between 20 to 30 memorized variations for white and for black over the course that I've been memorizing for the last 20 to 30 years. So again, it's not like I just did that overnight.
Got it. Okay, cool. No, that helps out a lot.
And then the other thing I recommend a lot is, again, at least for me, I play the same side of the same opening. So again, I play the white side and the black side of the Ruy Lopez. Not only does this allow me to know that opening extremely deeply, but it cuts down on my study time because I played the same side of both openings.
When you say you're playing Ruy Lopez as black, how would that?
So I play e4,
question, but
and if someone plays e5 against me, so again, if I am white and I play e4, and someone plays e5 against me, then I'm going into the Ruy Lopez.
But you said when you played as black, like
yeah, if I'm black and somebody plays e4 against me, I'm going to play e5. If they play knight f3, and then I'm going to give them. I can't make them, but I'm going to give them that option to go into the Ruy Lopez if they would like to.
Gotcha. And if they don't, you're just having to,
yeah, then I have to know how to play against the four
knights.
knights. I have to know against the Scotch. I have to know against the Italian.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, if you look at the Explorer, it's just like, bishop e5, but also you can see, and this is where you see sublines. You see the top move, but if you see a move that's like 60,000, 30,000, you should be pretty sure, okay, that's a sideline I have to know. You can either wait and you can either just do it one variation at a time as they come up in your own games, or you can just take initiative and just be like, I'm going to have to know these 60,000. I'm going to have to know all 4 of these moves.
Mm. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this because I have struggled with how I like to study my openings. Number one, I don't even use Explorer all that much to study. Like I'm using the analysis, which is just engine moves. I don't know if that's better or worse, but
it's a combination of the two, honestly. I mean, like I'll have analysis on at the same time just to see what Stockfish thinks. But again, these days, these opening books, these aren't just like old opening books. Chess.com updates these on the regular. And they are heavily influenced these days by Stockfish and stuff like that. So usually, not always, but usually the theory in here is pretty up to date and good. But no, I'll have the computer open as well. But again, again, Chess.com will probably hate me for this just because they partnered with them. But like, I hate Chessable. I'm not, with very, very rare exceptions. Like I have done some opening, like I've had some opening books, whatever. But honestly, I hate them. I really do, because I pour over master games so much that you just start to see, like when you look at this at masters playing the same openings over and over again, you start to see the same moves, the same ideas happening. You're just like, okay, I'm starting to see some patterns here. And that's what chess is, right? It's pattern recognition, So again, if you are not, if I just said, again, if there's just one recommendation I have, pour over master games. Just pour over them, enjoy them, be inspired by them. And especially if you can find a master that you relate to both in style and in openings, you've got a double win, because then you just emulate them completely. It's fantastic. Like one game against each of you at 3 minutes, I could do that.
Yeah.
All right. Whoever wants to challenge me first, I am Seat Tree.
I can go first because I think I already have you.
If you guys don't mind, unrated, please.
And then I figured we can let's mute each other on Google Meet. But you can,
Oh, I don't care. I mean, again, if you want me to mute, I can. If you want me to say my thoughts, I don't care. You can totally hear my thoughts during the game.
Yeah, you just need to be recording for that. No, it's okay. I'll mute myself so you can talk, but you guys aren't going to hear me. Unless you want to.
Okay. No, it's all good.
Okay. I am sending over a challenge.
A game.
All right, I'll do my best. No promises.
How do I go to see the game you guys are playing?
Go to my profile, and it's going to say watch like live as soon as we start the game.
Go to... Oh, okay. So I go
to... here, I can also... I don't know. Do you want me to share my screen on here? I can also...
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you want to share your screen, that'd be great.
All right. Bring it on, Wesley.
One sec. I'm going to change my... When you share the screen, I'm going to just...
Moo ha ha ha.
All right. Well, I can tell you one thing. We're not going to play a Ruy Lopez if I can
help it. Are you sure about that?
I really hope not. Okay. I'm sending over the challenge. Your challenge does not match. Oh, the member's current match settings. Do you have something where you like can't accept challenges below? Because I do.
It's set up. I don't know how to change those match settings. Hold on. What's your username?
Wesley, and then like underscore.
Oh, there you are. Wesley plays chess. Here we go. Here we go. We're not gonna do Bug House, even though that'd be awesome. We're gonna do 3-minute unrated. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Oh, we have a chance for Ruy Lopez. He rejected it. God, what is with these people these days rejecting the Ruy Lopez? Terrible, terrible business. All right, let's just play something confusing. Why not? Oh, we're gonna play this? Oh, I don't accept that. We're gonna play D4. I don't hold on to pawns. like that, I happily give them back if it means getting a nice position. La la la. I think this is all memorization at this point. I think.
Yeah, I'm already out of.
I think it's all memorization at this point. So again, if the true purpose of chess is to get an advantage out of the opening, then I have a superior center. That's what I have. And so I should be trying to build my advantage, which means, like, again, probably b3 and just have a solid situation over here, but eventually maybe b4 and try to push these things slowly but surely. Yeah, I guess if a3, if he tries to play knight a5, there's knight e5. So I guess I'll just play a3 and play for b4 immediately. Just trying to gain more space. Oh, he's trying to come after me now. He wants to come after me.
I'll mute myself so I can talk and they can't hear me. This is.
I think the calculation should work out. Oh, there's one thing I know about Wesley. It's he's bad at time pressure, so I need to really play fast. That's another secret here. I forgot to mention. It's so bad. Like, I helped him with it. I was just like, we talked about his time pressure, so I can use it against him, of course, because I am a supervillain. Do I want to play b5? Knight a5, knight e5. It is tempting, but a5 does become one of those things.
I think I'm gonna reroute the knight maybe. But this knight needs to jump in somehow. Could go here.
Yeah, I guess so. It does nab the initiative nicely. And it kind of does make the opponent have to play some silly moves. Like, they don't really want to play rook to f8, but what other choice do they have? Right.
Yeah, and these knights need to.
And then
this guy's got to move.
We're just going for huge space. We're going for huge space. We want a giant space. Look at my giant space. Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful.
So it looks like Wesley is about to get suffocated by all these pawns.
Okay, well, my coach told me not to trade when I have a space advantage, but I don't know if I have a choice there. So you go to b6. b6 is kind of annoying. I don't know. We could try.
Something happened with Adam, Nicole.
I guess we'll follow.
I
guess,
right now.
All right. We must solidify.
Here he pushes. I kind of want to. I probably should have played. Well, I can play.
It might not be a good idea.
5 now.
He's opening up his bishop with that last pawn move, which I like. He's going to gain a pawn on the outside. He can potentially defend that eventually that way.
Oh, my poor pawn.
Yeah. Oh, this is good.
He wants it.
Take and go
oh, no.
5 because if he goes here.
I've gotten too passive. Oh, no. We have to get aggressive now. We're getting aggressive. Here we go. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, no. I'm really low on time.
Takes. Yeah.
Dang it. I don't know if the tactics are working out for me here.
Jesse's, I was going to say, he's going to be pushing this pawn forward at some point. That is a great in-between move. They might not be. They might not be working out the way I'd prefer. Sadly, there's a draw here. I probably have to take it now because I'm down 2 pawns, and I don't know if I have enough compensation. It's kind of sad. Well, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
No choice. I'm down on time severely, and I'm down 2 pawns. So,
tricky.
Oh. My opponent has decided that he wants to beat me. I respect that. I respect that.
How did I just lose?
I hope he does realize how fast I can play.
I did not think I was losing a piece there. And somehow I did. So this is just
Trying to have a time off with me is probably not the best thing that anyone ever tried to do. Whoop. Oh, okay.
I guess Adam left the call.
Well, this is hilarious.
Because he's trying to record it. He's watching it.
I'm still bad.
Of course, I could resign, but that would be boring.
Ah! This is stupid.
Make it happen.
Ah!
Ah.
All right, we got to go into training mode. I know how to make mates happen, I'm pretty sure. We're going to go into our pattern. We're going to go into our pattern. Hey, I'm so glad I do checkmates all the time.
That was a good finish. I'm glad I didn't just resign. I was like, I did not realize at what point I gave a piece up. I didn't watch it.
I'm so bad. Hold on. Well, at least I didn't make any blunders, but those mistakes were terrible. Where did my position? I'm so sad. It was good at one point. I had pawn wall of truth.
I think it was that.
I'm gonna call it the pawn wall of truth.
When I got the what was it, F5? That was like when I was like, oh, actually, this looks okay because I can jump the knight in. But then, yeah, you found a really good response to that.
Oh my god! Look what I did. Oh my gosh! Look at the. Where's the wait?
Were you able to watch that, Adam?
Oh wait.
Yeah, I was able to watch it. I'm all messed up on my commentary on Google Meet, so I didn't get you any good footage.
B5 was bad. I had a feeling it should have just been more. That stinks.
Well, yeah, and I'm like running out of battery here in my little shed, so sorry for this beeping. Maybe.
Oh, so should we?
All right. Well, then we gotta get this. We gotta get this last game in, Mr. Adam. All right, Mr. Pony.
I suck at streaming, dude. Oh well, whatever. We'll just have to play. We'll have to go for it.
We have to go for it. All right. I have to get D5 and C5 in. That's what they told me.
What you said.
That's what I said to myself about what Ruben Fine said. So I should probably listen to it.
I don't think though. This is like.
Because if I don't take my advice, I don't know who else is going to take my advice.
I could be wrong. I know he was playing the wing gambit a lot.
I think they said that's the key thing about being a salesman. It's just like you shouldn't trust a salesman that doesn't buy their own product.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So in this situation, in terms of imbalances, knights versus bishops, light square control. Yeah. So again, my goal is to try to make my knights superior to the bishops, to try to target the weak pawns on the queen side if possible. I also have, well, I have bad news for you, sir. This is a tactic I am familiar with.
I'm a terrible multitasker. I can't do this. This is awful.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah, let's try.
Let's try. We'll
try one more. Try one more.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna not record or anything, so I can't do it.
I got.
All right, cut my head off. Cut my head off, Adam.
All right, we're going.
Wesley tried to cut my Wesley gets a lot of credit. He did try to cut my head off. He deserves. He
going into
some,
robot mode.
I'm gonna play that thing against you.
Okay. Well, let's see what I decide. What's up? Oh wow.
Shame it. No, same-ish. It's the perk. I'm not familiar with this. I don't play this, but anti-Grunfeld variation.
I'm building my giant center.
We have
cool.
Pillaging Pony.
I look forward to it.
Perspective. Obviously, Jesse's playing super fast. Probably still.
I don't know. Looks like I can expand with tempo, maybe. Tempo. Well,
wall.
I guess that'll try to slow down b5 a bit, and also most of my preparation is going to be over here. So, tactics.
Oh.
Tactics. It's not even a good tactic. It's a lame. Oh, it's a better tactic now. Tactics. More tactics.
This is insane.
And maybe this isn't the best arena for this. I want you to have a positive experience.
I am having a positive experience getting destroyed right now. Yes.
As long as it's a positive experience.
Yeah, I would say, I was literally about to say, this is usually what I would resign. So I appreciate the game.
Well, either way, I mean, you guys are doing fantastic. I hope that Adam enjoyed it as well. And until next time.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right.
I will.
Cool. Have a great rest of your night, sir.
All right, you too, Jesse.
Yes, sir. Anytime you want. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure working with you. Would definitely love to. Again, in my opinion, look at how you did against me. And just know that if I start a new account right now and I just ground all night long, I could grind my blitz and my bullet up to 2,400 plus, even right now. Which means if you're pushing me toe to toe, other than your choice to go for it instead of just accept the draw, there's no reason you can't push 2,200 plus. There's no reason. If you're making it that tough on me, then you're making it as tough as the 22 to 2,400s do. Which means that you should just be there already, which means it's all in your head. It's all in your head. Believe it. Achieve it.
But I really appreciate it, Jesse. This was awesome.
It's my pleasure, sir.
I would love to do more.
All right. Take care, buddy.
See ya, Jesse. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you liked it and maybe even learned a few things. If you guys would like to follow my journey to 2000 ELO, there are, as of today, 20 days left to see if I could reach that in 1 year. So if you want to check that out, click on the video below and I will see you in the next one.